I am the witness, motu proprio toto genere. And I put it all in quotation marks, so I am speaking, I am saying, I am creating with this document. My intention and my full intent is contained within this. Any and all words, letters, numbers, sigils, etc. at all contained in this document are of my own interpretation phonetically only, where no assumption, presumption shall be made visually, sonically, otherwise, except, and there's that X7, except, French 7, right? By, of, from, for, me alone. Inasmuch as any and all things legal are, in fact, not reality, under, of, for, or by Roman civil Phoenician law, any and all attempts past, present, future to entice, seduce, coerce, aid, abet, deceive, procure, threaten, force, etc. at all, me, the living witness, motu proprio toto genere, was, is, will be deemed high treason against creation itself, commonly inferred as God. 1. Any and all legal names, titles, offices, ranks, etc. at all are unlawful and not reality, and all who claim to be such a thing are, in fact, dead by consent, where all who seek such a thing from another living soul is premeditated with intent to commit murder, to aid, abet commissions thereof. 2. Any all spoken with voice, written via spelling, and or via any all means of contact communications are, in fact, prima facie evidences of intent to commit fraud, high treason, enticement to slavery, mail fraud, etc., at all, by any and all that do so willfully, knowingly, unknowingly, by commission, omission, where ignorance of truth cannot and shall not and will not be proclaimed as a defense. 3. Any and all use, claim, action of a legal name status, persona via writing, speaking, acting in the role of, is fraud, false personation, impersonation, with intent to deceive, etc., where any and all claims to the contrary are silent, inasmuch as the dead by consent has no voice. 4. Any and all physical, spiritual connections created at any and all registration officers, was, is, and will be deemed fraud with intent, where the birth certificate is prima facie evidences of such intent, inasmuch as it exists, where the owners, creators, perpetrators in its continuance are by commission, omission, knowingly, unknowingly, aiding, abetting, coercing, forcing, enticing, seducing any all living beings into suicide via intent to commit premeditated murder, to procure living energy for the lifetime of any and all souls connected to this fraud. Let it be known that any and all crimes and criminals associating with the legal names, titles, offices, officers, Crown Corporation Association, etc. at all, and the assuming, presuming, forcing, coercing, seducing, threatening of another, etc. at all, by, for, of, associating any and all who proclaim, claim, make known verbally, written and or any all means of communicating this fact, or doing so with intent to commit any and all crimes listed in all statutes, legislation, they to by willful oaths. In layman's terms, everyone who claims to be party to any and all things legal are, in fact, fiction and dead by your own consent, where I am the living, lawful witness to these crimes perpetrated against humanity, mankind, worldwide. The assumption and presumption of this fictional realm is based solely in Phoenician law, where sound is the master of all creation. While you may or may not be aware, the fact that you are using any and all legal identification has you fully liable and responsible as an accused versus a living witness, where you bear false witness against your fellow beings. You are under spiritual contract via the fraudulent birth certificate, where the seal is placed upon touching any and all documents depositing DNA, where you and your parents' children are bound by that self-same DNA. The gift known as the given name is the gamete intrafallopian transfer, or the inception of life itself, where all human life begins as female. Thus the true meaning of register, which is regis, to rule, and stir, divine feminine creation itself, whereupon a debt bond is created, placing everyone in slavery as a result. The debt bond value is set based upon how you and your children are graded, gray dead, where the more money you have, the more debt your children get bound in legally. Legal is not lawful, where the maxim of law that states legality is not reality should suffice, even for the most retarded of you reading this. Yes, you are not only enslaved physically and spiritually, but your children are too. You are bought and paid for with your deal with the whore of Babylon, commerce, Phoenician law, lex mercentorium, admiralty law, via your mark of the beast commonly called legal names. I pity you. I really do. because you are lost at sea literally, allegorically, anagogically, and spiritually, inasmuch as your paycheck or money is the very price of your soul you settle on every day. The more you worship money and worship gathering it, the more you are spiritually enslaved, bought and paid for, since this is your contract with the darkest of principalities. Please be advised henceforth that any and all actions you continue to do with this knowledge or previously without, regardless if you read this or not, you are bound by my intent, where I, the living witness, proclaim it, and where you, the dead by consent spiritually, have no voice to say otherwise. I grant you the golden rule, where all your actions of intent laid bare have you already judged by, of, for, and in your actions past, present, and future. P.S. I look forward to privately prosecuting each and every one of you, or until enough get their due via the golden rule mirror to wake you up to your crimes against humanity. Sealed, sent with intent, the witness I am.